All right, everybody. Welcome to Terabytes. Welcome to Tefi Alpha, New York, the very first edition of Tefi Alpha. We're very excited to bring you this alpha event, I would call it. But before we get into anything fun, here's the boring stuff. Nothing we say is an investment advice. No tax, legal, financial, or any kind of advice. Would you take advice from a guy that looks like this? I wouldn't. So please, don't construe anything we say as advice. We're just strictly here for entertainment and fun, right, Pete?
Yeah. Do your own research, consult with professionals, all that. We're not professionals. But you know what? I was having a hard time hearing part of that disclaimer because it is just so loud in here.
Very
So many
loud.
people. There's people waiting at the door. They didn't get tickets, but they want to get in, and we want to let them in, but you can hear how many people they are. It's just packed out.
Yes. So I will tell you, if you're watching the stream and you're outside and you're trying to get in and you aren't on the guest list, and listen, I want this stream to go well, and we're trying to bring the stream to people that maybe couldn't come here in person, right? But because of COVID, because of New York City and the shutdown, because of the venue that we have, it's very hard to get a lot of people in. And so the stream's very important to me because I want people that couldn't get in to be able to see what's going on tonight. So what we're going to do is we are going to have a pregame show. That's me and you here.
Yep.
We're going to do this for about 40 minutes. And then once we wrap up, we're going to take a quick intermission. And then we'll actually go to the presentations, which are going to happen behind us on the stage. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're going to have some guests that don't check out for 40 minutes because it's just Pete and Evan for 40 minutes. Because we're going to have some guests from your favorite protocols coming up here to take that third chair over there and, chat with us about their experience here.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I just realized that my intern, Steph, didn't turn our light on before we got started, and now he's laughing. So it's a little dark here. You know, we try to make things have good production value around here. But anyway, so there's going to be a lot of presentations tonight. There's over 15 presentations that we're going to bring you from within the ecosystem. Some of these projects you've definitely heard of. Some of them you're not going to have heard of before. Something like Andromeda, who they did apply for a community grant, right? But they've been working pretty heads down since then. And we met with the team a couple days ago and last night. And there's just everybody's really holding their announcements in until tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm curious, Pete, what project are maybe you looking forward to hearing from the most?
Oh, man, so many projects. I mean, the White Whale video I've heard. I haven't seen them myself. This guy has, apparently, but White Whale video I've heard is great. Alice video I've heard is great. You know, there's some with high production value.
Wait, did you just say Alice?
Yeah, Alice.
Who is Alice?
I mean, does anyone know who Alice is? You do. You've seen the video.
I might have seen a little bit of it, but Alice, Andromeda, there's going to be a ton of projects out there that, again, maybe you've heard of, maybe you haven't. And I'm just looking forward to the entire event as a whole. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some videos that people are presenting. There's going to be people actually getting up and talking. And, leading up to this, I just feel like the community's exploding. You know, it's crazy.
The comments are exploding right now. You could tell who's the humble bagel shop owner versus the guy who lives in Florida. Yeah, you know what? This guy told me he was buying a sport coat and was going to dress up. So I went out and bought clothes for this event. And I show up and he's in this sweatsuit.
All I can afford is a hoodie, man. That's all I can afford. So I don't know what to tell you. Where is your sport coat? You're not even wearing it.
Yeah, it's back here. It's just too hot in here. All these people, and the energy. The conversations behind us. Yo, Terabytes intern. Can you make sure that people that are trying to get up here for the third chair make it up here? Because they might get, blockaded. There's people we invited up here. Just make sure they get past the wall.
Yeah, we're going to have a couple people come in and actually join us. We got Midas. People are going to see Midas. Maybe not for the first time, but maybe for the first time. We met Midas in person. It's been really cool the last couple of days to actually meet all the characters, all the developers, and all the projects that are within the ecosystem. And, maybe people, it seems like, I don't know, maybe you think the same way, but does it seem like events are always like a sell the news thing?
Well, there's so much else happening right now, right? Crypto in general took a downturn after that China real estate thing.
Right.
Crashed stocks. But we saw it on the TVs yesterday. We never watch TV, but you're in a hotel they're on, right? And everything's red, negative. S&P down, all sectors down, real estate crashing, another giant falls, and that bled over a little bit. But yeah, people are starting to feel like conferences are still sell the news, and this is the biggest, probably, crypto conference of this year in the United States.
Right.
So there was, for those of you who don't know, Miss Sari mainnet conference was here in New York City this week, which is why the whole Terraform Labs team is here.
And I know people in the comments are asking us to drop some alpha. Maybe I can drop some alpha for them. Pete and I, our job is to ask honest questions. And yesterday there were some rumors circulating that maybe someone got served a subpoena from the SEC. And I can say we talked with guys from Terraform Labs, and they said that was not true. Whether it was true or not, we talked to them, and they said it was not true. So
I mean, the community has conjectured because of a tweet from Mike Arrington.
Arrington, yes.
Saying one of his projects was, and of course Ryan Selkis said he's going to run for Senate because the SEC came in and served somebody.
Crashed the party.
Yeah, right. But it could be somebody else, or maybe they saw the rumors too.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, people are people like us, and they read Twitter, and eventually you get convinced. So I don't know. We'll find out hopefully a little bit more at some point.
So I do want to run through kind of a sequence of events. Again,
Sure.
For everybody that's just joining here, we've got like a little under 500 people watching live. So I appreciate everybody that's watching us live. It's going to be Pete and I here for about another 30 minutes. We're just going to have basically a normal Terabytes episode. But the difference is we're going to have some live guests jump on. Steph, can you show the wide angle for them? We've got a third chair here. So we're going to invite some people to come and join us tonight and talk with us and chat with us. And then we're going to take an intermission that'll be about 5-10 minutes. But when we come back, we're actually going to show the presentations themselves. And again, this is very important to me and Pete. As Terabytes, our job is to bring you guys information in the community. And again, I feel very bad that we couldn't have an event where it was like, if you want to come, just come in, And it's the timing, it's the event. We talked about it, but hopefully tonight in the stream we can bring you guys just as much alpha in real time as everybody else. So I'm very excited for tonight. And who's our first guest? Who's coming on?
We're supposed to have somebody from Andromeda coming up. I could understand if they're a little caught up down there. I just sent Terabytes intern, who's pretty anonymous. Yeah, but just Terabytes intern. I sent Terabytes intern down to try to bring them up or find them. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, we'll just have to continue the show until the next guest.
Yeah,
we've got
absolutely.
like maybe 6 lined up to try to sit in that chair with us today. The chat is exploding. Mostly positive comments about sounds like you two have had a couple of wobbly pops.
What's a wobbly pop?
I don't know, but give me some of those.
Let me get a wobbly pop then.
I want a wobbly pop.
Go ahead.
And so, of course, we got Star Terra comments. I will remind the community that every tension is on hold right now for Tefi Alpha. Right?
Tension is on hold.
Both projects in question in the recent controversy are here. They've talked. They've had beers. Their logos are on the wall. They're both presenting in some way. So, we're going to hold off on that. We can resume discussions, sure, but we're waiting until a little bit later for that, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, just to get back on track with sort of our sequence of events tonight, there will be a question and answer panel at the end of tonight. That's going to feature Do Kwon and Tor Bear from Secret Protocol, and a couple other maybe newbies that you haven't met before. There'll be 4 of them. Steph, bring up the tweet. So if you head over to lunaloot.com, lunaloot.com on Twitter, he is hosting the discussion panel at Tefi Alpha. So what you'll be able to do is just answer this tweet, this thread specifically, and you will be able to join, or no, you won't be able to join, but we might actually read your question tonight to this panel. It consists of Do Kwon. It consists of Chauncey St. John from Angel Protocol. It consists of Superfly, who, again, he might be a new face, but that's actually Andromeda, who tonight is their debut on Paul. And then Tor Bear from Secret, who, if you're not familiar with, is a privacy protocol that's working very closely with Terra and with the Luna ecosystem. So, again, head over to Luna Loot's Twitter and submit your questions, and they might get asked live.
And, that person from, actually, we got him right here today. Right now, the person from Andromeda Protocol, let him introduce himself. I know he's done some work on Ethereum before, some work on some very relevant things. We'll let him share.
It's very hard to hear, even though we're sitting right next to each other. Yeah, so you have to talk right into that microphone. So go ahead and introduce yourself, your project. What's it all about?
Boy, that's a lot to talk about right now.
All of it.
On the spot. So my name is Cody Marks Bailey. I'm one of the core contributors to the Andromeda Protocol. We got started back in May with a grant from Do Kwon, personal grant. He saw something. I told him what I was doing, what I wanted to kind of pull off, and Worked on that for about 3 weeks. Showed him the proof of concept, and then he was like, "All right, I think you're ready. Go get a community grant." So we went out and did the whole Agora post thing and did the song and dance.
So you had already talked to Doe before you even put that community proposal forward.
I thought it was smart to get buy-in from the
I
right
think that is
guys.
a smart move.
Yeah. So
Well, tell me a little bit about your background too, because there's a story there, right?
yeah. So like, one of the funny things that people ask me all the time is, so when did you get into blockchain, right? That's a common question for this kind of stuff. And so I like to tell people that I got into blockchain back in the mid 90s, and they're like, mid 90s? What the hell does that mean? And I'm like, well, I was working on a lot of the technologies, the databases, the distributed networks, the BitTorrent, that kind of stuff, like playing with all these tools that were out there. So it was a matter of like around 2009, 2010 when blockchain came around, I was like, oh yeah, I get all this stuff. Like, oh, you took a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and made kind of a stone soup. But I mean, I get how this thing works.
Right.
And then, but as an engineer, I didn't see much with Bitcoin. I'm going a long way, but I'll get there. And then when Ethereum was announced, it was like, oh shit, okay, smart contracts. I can actually build something on top of this network. That's a big deal. So I got big into Ethereum. Saw the way things were going on. Rode the hype waves and all of that. And in 2017, when there was a group of us that got together to sort of say, okay, we need to build this ERC 721 concept out and like build a standard like we have ERC 20s. And so I got on board really quick with that.
What is that ERC 721? Explain that.
Yeah, so that's the NFT standard on Ethereum.
NFTs on Ethereum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was there from the
basically
beginning.
the original NFTs. This guy right here.
This guy. He did it all by himself.
No, not by myself. No, I had a hand in it. I was not the main guy. But yeah.
So then tell us, you've been around for a while, and I've seen some very bullish sentiment from you, like tweets about why Luna is. I mean, you've been there since the beginning. So tell me, like, why did you come to Luna? What makes it so special for you, and why did you choose this protocol to build Andromeda?
Yeah. So what brought me to Luna was, well, actually, what brought me to Luna was Mirror, because I was looking at synthetics. I'm a finance guy. I'm not a digital Nikes and rainbow unicorn NFT guy. I don't really do a lot of the really loud in here.
Yeah, it is very loud.
Very
So
loud.
sorry if you can't hear us.
I'm gonna speak really loud. So yeah, we saw a. So I wanted to see NFTs go in the way of robust financial products like bonds and insurance. The real fun stuff in life, right? But that was because that's where the money's at, right? And so after 4 years of hanging around on Ethereum, being like, guys, when are we gonna like move on from like digital rocks and like apes and digital Nikes and rainbow unicorns? I wanted to see some real value.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at synthetics. I was actually on Ethereum. And so I was like, well, if you like synthetics, you should go check out this Mirror protocol. I was like, all right, cool. So I wandered over and I was like, well, this is really, you don't have to you can back it with UST. And you only have to do like 150% collateral, not 800% with synthetics.
Right.
So I was like, man, that's huge. That's a huge deal. Well, what the hell is this UST thing? Oh boy. Oh, señorage. There's a new term. Oh wow, what is this? So then I found that's what brought me to Luna. So I started looking at the smart contracting languages, and I was like, oh, y'all aren't using a dog shit of a language like Solidity. You're actually using Rust. Like this is a real language. I can do a lot with this.
Right.
And that's what turned me on. I was like, man. So for 4 years, when I was over on Ethereum land, I wanted to get stuff done. I wanted to build these like really cool protocols and do some really neat stuff, but you can't because it costs you $80 for transactions. The L2 solutions are crap to work with. I mean, it's like a list of things that if you would just like take a step back from this like Ethereum beast that brought you so much wealth and so much great things, like take a step back and see like maybe there's something better over here, a third generation chain.
Right.
And when I saw that, it was like boom, I got the team together, POC from Doe, got the MVP going with this grant. Now luckily we got the grant denominated in Luna when Luna was $5. So
Smart move.
So
But that makes you buy in a lot more, right, to the whole ecosystem.
yeah.
You're doing it to build the ecosystem.
We're here for the long haul.
Yeah.
So with Andromeda, a lot of people ask us like, there's the whole win token joke and everything, but we're not focused on that right now. We're here to build about 80. We've got about 15 people on staff. We'll be at 15 by the end of the month, and about 85-90% of that is engineers, because we're here to build. We're here to make something. We're not worried about if you look at our Twitter account, it's not very active. You look at our Discord, we're here. We're building right now. We're head down. we've been in stealth mode only because we didn't want to have a lot of distraction. So that's why you've probably heard of us, but you haven't heard much from us.
Right. And I don't know if Pete can even hear you.
I mean,
That's how loud
I
it is
can't
in
hear
here.
a thing. I've been hearing snippets here and there, so apologies, but it's been great having Cody from Andromeda Protocol. You've got to come on the show soon. And I've seen people already plug in your Twitter handle in the comments here, saying this guy is super interesting. You got to follow him. Can't wait to see more.
So, drop your Twitter handle for people in the comments.
I don't even post on Twitter much anymore, man.
Oh, there you go.
I'm pretty quiet. Superfly with a PH.
But Andromeda, maybe they want to hear about Andromeda.
Andromeda Prot, P-R-O-T, because we couldn't get protocol, and you do what you can.
Faster to type.
So it's Andromeda Prot.
Common abbreviation for protocol. We use it all the time.
Would you say that's Andromeda Prot?
Or Prot, I guess, yeah, but it looks like Prot to me. So anyway, and then on there you can find our Telegram where we're probably gonna be more active and stuff like that. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right, we've got our next guest on. Thanks so much, Cody from Andromeda Protocol.
My pleasure, guys. See y'all soon.
Thank you. And Andromeda's going to be doing a presentation tonight,
But-
so keep an eye on the show. We're gonna go to intermission first. We're gonna go to intermission first, and after this pregame show, and then we'll come back with all the presentations. So you'll be able to hear from Cody and the Andromeda team.
By the way, before our next guest, the chat has decided you're on wobbly pops and cocaine.
Hey,
And I think that it's just lack of sleep, loud noise, bright lights, and dealing with these interns.
I might be on, what was it, Wobbly Pops?
Wobbly pops, yeah.
I might be on all that. Who knows, man? It's going crazy out here.
New
We
York
got our
City
next
for you,
guest.
New York City
Let's see
for
it.
you. Let's give it up for Shah from Orbital Command. Hey,
Up my lunatics.
So we got Shaw here from Orbital Command, and you got to talk real close to that mic because it's loud as heck in here.
Loud AF.
So Shaw, you were one of the first other validators that we really vibed with and got in touch with. So what's your story? Well, first of all, tell me about Orbital Command, and maybe tell me your story about Luna and how you got into it.
Yeah. I was messing with elastic supply tokens back in DeFi summer, and I was playing with Ampleforth, which is a lot of fun and a cool idea. And then I made a lot of money, lost a lot of money, but I was like, this is an interesting idea, this elastic supply tokens. Then I found a paper that talked about Terra, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty interesting. And then just started falling down the rabbit hole. So,
He's coming up here?
yeah, keep going.
Okay.
yeah, I just bumped into him. Doe, is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
Doe's apparently coming up here very soon. So, hey, Steph,
but
you
when
can
he
also
comes-
feel free to use the camera angle that shows our brilliant guests.
Yeah,
We have that
but
camera
when he
angle
comes
set.
up, Shaw's off. So let's
Yeah, let's talk fast, dude. I'm gonna get bumped real quick.
So tell me about Orbital Command. We run a validator. We try to bring information to the community.
Yeah.
That's what we bring to the community. What does Orbital Command do? Why should people stake with you guys?
Yeah.
Are you looking for people to stake with you? I mean, tell me the whole story.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love for people to stake with us. We are just trying to contribute back to the community, just like you guys. We run an announcement channel called the Orbital Command Intel Report, and I feel like most of the lunatics out there know that we provide all the hottest Terra news as it drops, new apps, new information announcements.
Right.
And we help sponsor this wonderful event that you guys put on.
Absolutely.
And we try to do as much as we can. We've helped create other content.
And you guys
too.
have a presentation tonight as well.
We do. We got a little video, so yeah. The big guys here.
All right, Shaw. Thanks so much. We're gonna have you on a real show. Joseph wants to come up. Send him up. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
guys.
Shaw. Orbital Command.
Hey, stay crazy out there, lunatics. Stay crazy.
Joe almost walked in front of the camera.
Continue being
Awesome.
lunatics. Can you tell our next guest to kindly come over here?
All right, we've got Do Kwon. Some of you may know who he is. Co-founder of Terraform.
I definitely have a
Labs.
bone to pick with him and his tweet that told anybody that
You
wants to
gotta
come
ask
in,
him
come
if
in.
the people came in.
I don't know if they came in. Let's get him over here. We're ready for him. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Mr. Do Kwon, how are you, sir? Pleasure. This is actually the first time we've met Do in person, although we've had him on the show multiple times. So you're a lot shorter than I thought you would be.
Dude, I'm 5'11".
So, Do, first of all, I got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah.
You sent a tweet out and you told anybody that wanted to come in. Did you bring a whole entourage in?
So I told Kevin in front of the door, if you want to get in, we're going to try to sneak you in. Yeah.
Did you find the fire exit to get him in?
Yo, I took care of that guy. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Doe, you're going to be leading off tonight with your, 15-minute, 10-minute, whatever you want to do. This event really kind of came together like from the community. Doe had absolutely nothing to do with this. In fact, I had to DM Doe and be like, hey, just so you know, you're going to do a speech at the beginning and like a panel at the end. And he was like, okay, cool. He didn't even know. Like, what are your feelings seeing this entire community built around something that was like once your idea? And you had a tweet today that was like nothing to something, maybe back to nothing, and we can get into that. But just like seeing all these people that are so avid about Luna.
So the way that I think about it is that anything that stands the test of time, it's a cycle of life. You begin from nothing and go back to nothing. That's exactly where I want to be. So I think Terra is going to be the decentralized money standard across the entire blockchain, across all the blockchains. And I'm excited for Terraform Labs to contribute a significant portion of that early vision, but eventually to go back to nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Excited.
And then be purely that decentralized community like you've been talking about forever, right?
Right. Exactly.
And Pete probably can't hear you, honestly.
No, I can't
It's
hear
so loud in
anything
here,
the
Pete
guest
can't
says.
hear you. So just ask a random question, I guess.
I took the last Doe interview by myself, so you take it. Go.
Well, I mean, what else? I don't know. So I understand that cycle, right? That lunar cycle, that's your motto. You guys have been trying to decentralize. But I mean, behind us, it's so loud because there's like hundreds of people here. They're knocking down the door. We're going over the fire limit. They're going to shut this party down probably. I mean, how does that make you feel to see all these people that are like so into it?
I'm overwhelmed, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you got to get closer to the mic.
Yeah, so we went through tons of different cycles at Terra, right? So in the beginning, we were just a company. We were trying to build as many applications as possible to make Terra stablecoins useful. Then we sort of turned into an app factory. The focus was still on stablecoins, but we're trying to create tons of products that make these stablecoins useful. And then now we're sort of in this period where there's tons of organizations, both established and starting up, that are trying to perpetuate the legend, trying to create new things, trying to decentralize the world. And I'm super humbled and amazed at the amount of progress that we've made so far.
You've done a spectacular job. Everybody's impressed. Everybody loves it. There's a reason there's like a fever pitch around here. And so tell me a little bit more about that plan to like disappear. What do you see the timeline of that being? And how do you see doing that, especially with like Columbus 5 upgrade and especially with so many new protocols that might need your support in order to integrate with that?
Yeah, so two things. Number one, we have sort of something called a protocol Armageddon at the company. So what protocol Armageddon is that's a kill switch. So whenever we feel like we're no longer in a position to be able to best serve the community, we pull the trigger and 24 hours we're gone. We burn all of our assets, we cut all of our ties, and it's nothing. So that's just in case where things move a little bit faster than we're anticipating. But the way that we're thinking about it is that our main role is to be able to get to a state where people are no longer asking the question, is UST going to be around in the next 10 years? And that's our vision. We want to get to a state where the most decentralized form of money is the most trusted. Yeah. And, I think we're maybe about a good chunk of the way there, but I think in the next 2 or 3 years, we should be able to get to a state where that's possible.
Amazing. All right. Well, thanks, Doe. I know you're talking again in like 20 minutes, right? You're kicking us off. So we're going to hear from Doe again really soon in about 20 minutes. I didn't hear anything you said, so I'm going to have to go watch it again. It's just so loud, but thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, Doe. Thanks.
Yeah,
We appreciate it, man.
All right, see you soon.
And Doe will be back on. He's going to be the first presenter once we get to the actual presentations. And it won't be so loud in here.
Yeah,
once that
you know what?
actually
You know what? We need somebody like Midas to come on the show.
Yes.
Midas.
Midas.
Esteban!
The first meeting between Midas and Esteban's happening off camera right now. Or Midas and Esteban.
Midas is
and Doe.
fanboying with Doe here, so we'll give him a minute.
So, yeah, I mean, it was impossible to hear Doe, so not the best conditions here in order to ask him some really interesting questions about that plan to decentralize and actually turn this into a community and a network. And I think it really does play off of how many people you see here. You know, one of the things that I really admire about TFL and about like the Terra stablecoins is they were under the radar for so long, right? And they could have quit so long ago, but they kept going, and now they finally reach a critical mass where you can have sort of other projects and other founders carry it across the finish line. It doesn't have to be TFL anymore.
Yeah.
There
By
he
the
is.
way, Steph, we should kill that mic when nobody's on it. All right.
Who are you?
I'm freaking nervous, yo.
Why are you so nervous?
I just met my idol.
Well, what did he say to you?
Oh, he thanked me for the work that I've done for Luna. So,
have to talk really loud into that mic.
man, I'm freaking nervous. What can I tell you? I'm pumped.
What of all the presentations tonight, all the protocols, is there anyone that you're like particularly excited for?
Mars Protocol, of course.
Of course, Mars.
Of course,
Protocol.
Mars Protocol. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit, because you know Terra's worldwide, stablecoins are worldwide. Tell me a little about the Lunaticos and the Spanish-speaking community, because you've been a big like influencer in that community.
Yeah, so back when I joined Terra, I didn't find any group of Spanish lunatics, so I had to create one, and I created one on Telegram, and I can see that it has started to grow like crazy. We have a lot of people from Argentina, from Mexico, from Colombia, from different places around, from Spain as well, and it's been a great community because they all help each other. They are super giga brain chats. You know, it's kind of like what happens on Terabyte's podcast group,
Right, yeah.
but in Spanish,
Absolutely.
you know? And
How would you compare the Spanish-speaking community to the English-speaking community? I mean, I'd imagine the English-speaking community may be a little bit more broad, but is there a nice fever about Luna and in the Spanish-speaking community like there is in the English-speaking community?
I think it's very similar. You know, the spirit, the emotion, the hype, people being bullish on Terra. I think it's happening all around the world. It doesn't matter if it's lunaticos or if lunatics in English. I can see the same spirit. I can see
That's awesome.
people building. One thing that we have on the Spanish community is that we have a lot of builders. Like the guy that started their harpoon thing, Ornamentista, he's from Venezuela. He was in Lunaticos. We have Peter, he's doing Betera. We have Sam, he's doing Local Terra. So we got a lot of lunatics, Spanish lunatics building stuff. So shout out to everybody in the
And
group.
if we have any Spanish-speaking people watching the stream, why don't you speak a little Spanish to them? Give them a message about Tefi Alpha and the Luna ecosystem.
Amigos, estamos aquí en Tefi Alpha, la noche especial en la que nos vamos a encontrar los mejores proyectos de todo Terra. No se lo pierdan. Espérenlo aquí en unos momentos.
I don't know what he said, but it sounded pretty good.
I said very good things about you.
I love it. All right, brother.
Sir, thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
Let's enjoy the party.
We're
Thanks.
going to party tonight. A lot of people in the stream think I've already partied, but as you can see, I'm only drinking water.
Yeah, I know, right? Plus, you don't party very hard.
Yeah, I never party.
I think we got one more before we've got to start like wrapping up and getting ready for Doe to speak publicly to everyone. And maybe this time I'll actually hear him. We've got Mike over here. Where's Mike? He's hiding all the way back there. Mike from Apollo. No, Ian. Oh, all right.
Sure. Are you joining?
Somebody other
out
than
of
Mike
order.
came.
You got to really talk close to that
You're
mic. 'cause
coming
it's
on
loud in
next.
Hello.
CTO
Who are
Bank.
you, sir? And what do
All
you
right,
do?
go ahead.
What do? I'm the CTO of Anchor. I also run a validator, but we'll leave that one alone. I'm a fan. What can I say?
Big fan. And now, tell me, I know Anchor Protocols maybe has some updates on the horizon, right?
We do. We're just waiting for Columbus 5. And once Columbus 5 goes, then we're going to basically put a new liquidation thing in. And then we've got other ideas, but we're just short on resources. We just need people. You know, so if you know Rust, you know, shoot Pete or Terabytes an email and they'll get to me. But we need developers. And we've got tons of ideas. But yeah, the key thing is Columbus 5, making it stable. We have a USD gateway coming through as well with Alice. You might have heard of them. And Yeah, there's a new liquidation thing. So yeah, there's tons of stuff.
Yeah, so you heard it, people. The only thing stopping you from getting a spot in a great company like Anchor or one of the other protocols building on Terra, all you have to do is learn Rust, right? Like,
Who else are you gonna see? Anyway, love
all
ya.
right. Take care, Ian.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for stopping
Thank
by.
Hey, if you're gonna have to stay,
Mike!
terabytes. They're number one.
If you have to stick to terabytes. We're here putting the party on tonight.
We got to
We've
wrap
got-
up pretty soon, but we've got Mike from Apollo.
You may join us.
So how do you hear each other up here?
We can't.
Okay,
We can't
so
hear
I
each
thought
other,
You guys would have
but you do have to talk
closer
very
to the
close
mic.
to the microphone.
Is this close enough?
Yeah, like almost hold
Do
it.
I have to be
am.
like touching it?
what?
Do I have to touch it with my face? Or?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah. All right, so Mike, you're from Apollo DAO.
I am from Apollo.
You guys did a fantastic community farming event. For all the rocky launches we've had recently in the community, you guys killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so smooth, it was so fair. And I'm just curious, like, who within the team came up with that design to do it that way?
It was a team effort. I'd say on the tokenomics design, Bruce is our tokenomics expert, and so he really had the plan for it. But then, the whole team, we also worked with some of our stakeholders, discussed it with them, and really just strategized on the best plan. And then it was really important for us to use our own platform. Nothing against any other platform that's out there, but it was really important for us to use our own. I'm sorry, not close enough.
All right.
It was important for us to use our own platform to showcase how the vaults work. And so that's it, really.
Pete, what do you got for Apollo DAO?
I'm just stoked that they're showing something here. I use the platform. I use it a
still can't
lot.
hear what you're saying. Oh, you use it a lot?
I use the platform a lot. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Not financial advice, own research.
How do you find the UX? Is it?
You know what? That Apollo was like the easiest DeFi experience of all time.
Nice.
I mean, assuming you already got a wallet set up, you go in, you're like, I want to use this one. And you don't have to set up a pool and then stake and, like trade half of your UST away to the asset. You just deposit UST and you're done. Kudos.
We're looking to make it even easier. So we're looking to add the other side of the Zap feature. So if you want to pull out of a vault, instead of pulling full UST, if you're in UST mine, maybe pull the mine instead. So you're not adding cell pressure to mine on all withdrawals. I think
You're getting bumped off. Do you have any
Thank you.
closing
Bumped off,
thoughts?
Mike.
This has been awesome. And thank you guys so much for putting it on. Really, you guys,
Get out of here.
it's awesome.
Get out of here. You want to switch?
No, don't worry about it. This is our last one. We only got
carrying this show. I'm carrying this show.
we got like a couple minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
we only got a couple minutes left.
I lined
We've
up
got
the
a guy
guests,
getting a
so-
security entourage in here. His name's Woojin. Woojin, you have to talk very close and very loud. If you
Yo,
want.
how's it going, yo? Having a good night. Yo, represent.
Maybe there's some Korean speakers watching. Do you have a message in Korean for them?
안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
There we go. Now, you guys are coming out with a couple announcements tonight, right?
Yeah, for sure. Super excited, yo. It's gonna be good.
I'm very excited. Woojin, I love mine. It's one of my favorite protocols, man.
Yo.
I love it, man. How's the conference been for TFL and for everybody that's been in New York this week for Masari?
It's been so much fun, honestly. Networking with a lot of great people. I think a lot of partnerships coming ahead, and we're gonna have a great time. So let's do
Nice.
it, guys.
So bullish case on Luna.
Let's do it. It's gonna be great.
Let's go.
all the way.
And you are?
I'm Evan. I am the documentation co-chief for TFL.
There can only be one Evan on this show, so
No, I know. I'll change it to Woojin.
well, listen. We got Anchor in the house. We got Apollo DAO in the house. We got everybody out here tonight. And listen. Here's the thing: people have held back announcements for this event.
Yeah.
So if you're watching at home, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you're able to watch because we didn't want this to be a closed door event. I mean, it's hard for me to turn people down. It's hard for us to turn people down to the door. There is a limit on the amount of people that we can get in here. But the live stream is going to show you just as much, all the alpha, all the people that are out there. Gentlemen, I appreciate you coming on the
Thank you so
show.
much, sir. Let's go.
We got to wrap it up.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. We've only got a couple minutes left. We have to move the cameras so that you can see Do Kwon present to you. And I don't know what he's going to talk about. What do you think?
I have no idea what Do Kwon's going to talk about.
I guarantee you it's not going to be anything related to the SEC. So don't hold your breath for that.
So I'm curious, or not I'm curious, but one more thing I do want to talk about. Angel Protocol is going to be presenting tonight.
Yeah.
They've got a really nice, robust platform that they've built out of the Delphi Digital Hackathon. And there's a charity auction going on right now for a, what do they call it?
Toss up the image.
Toss up the image. The Galactic Punk charity auction. And what is that number there, Pete? Do you see it?
$8,020 is the current bid with 2 days remaining. 2 days, 1 hour, and some minutes.
Yeah, and that's all that money is going directly to Angel Protocol. And I can't believe, as we wrap up here, we got a couple minutes left, but the floor for NFTs, whether it's Space Loot, whether it's Galactic Punks, starting to get a little crazy out here.
I was talking to somebody who got offered, had 2 or 3 NFTs, 2 or 3 Space Loots, and they got offered over 17 grand.
17 grand for 3
So,
Space
I mean,
Loots.
we're seeing some of that NFT rush that other platforms have experienced coming to Terra.
Yeah.
And that's the first, I guess that might be why. That's like the first NFT thing on Terra, right?
And there's not even a marketplace for it yet.
Yeah, I know. You gotta kind of trust them and maybe set up a buddy as escrow and send some money to their address and maybe they'll send it to you. So, be careful out there. I bet there's a lot of scammers who will hop on and try to sell you Space Loot.
Right.
And give you an address and be like, you send money first or you send half first.
Yeah.
And you'll send a bunch of money. Don't do that.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap up the show.
right.
This is the pregame show that we're wrapping up. We're going to go to an intermission, and we will be back around, 7? I can't even tell what time it is.
It's just in a few minutes. We'll be up. He's supposed to start at 7:45.
Okay, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we will have all the presentations for you guys tonight. You'll be seeing it on a 10-second delay from everybody here in person. So if you couldn't make it, we appreciate everybody around the world rocking and rolling with us tonight, and we'll be back after this intermission. So thank you.